Don't neglect your tendons. A little time focusing on connective tissues can help avoid injury. When it comes to exercise, muscles and bones are clearly the stars of the show. But to feel your best and age well, you also need to take a little time each week to exercise the body's supporting cast, connective tissues, like the ligaments and the tendons, especially if you've injured them in the past. How you do it matters. What works for ligaments doesn't work for tendons, and vice versa. Each part responds to different stimulus, said Jay, a professor of physical therapy at Oregon State University and the author of Running Rewired. Just as you don't treat each of your children the same, you shouldn't treat all of your body parts the same way. Here's how to keep your tendons, ligaments, and joints healthy. As with any new exercise, consult your physician or physical therapist if you have concern. Tendons. Tendons connect the muscles to bones. It's a tough job, transmitting force generated by the muscles connected to them. Think of a tendon as springs. Springs, said Joel, an assistant professor at the Eastern Washington University. As with any spring, over time they stretch out and lose some of their springiness. With age, tendon tissues become stiff and brittle, making them susceptible to tearing through gradual degeneration from overuse or sudden ruptures. How to improve tendon health? While doctors once prescribed rest for tendon pain, more recent research has shown that exercising tendons, potentially even if they are sore, is far more effective. Common problem tendons include the Achilles and those around the elbow and the knee. To prevent the injuries or keep them from returning, you need to train the tendons and the muscle they connect to slowly and with weight. Body weight isn't enough. Dr. S. said you need external weighted resistance. For example, running farther or faster than your body is prepared for can damage the Achilles tendon. To help prevent this, do some slow calf raise, 3 seconds up and 3 seconds down for 25 repetitions, 2 times a week. Do them all at once or broken up. As this becomes easy, progress to raising one leg at a time, and eventually hold a medium weight dumbbell on the side you are working. Similarly, you are worried about your biceps tendon on the inside of your elbow. Do slow biceps curls, eventually increasing the weight. These same principles apply to any tendon in your body, especially if you notice one becoming aggravated. After working a problematic tendon, monitor it for 24 hours. If the pain level rises above a 3 out of 10, scale back or take a break for a while. Ligaments connect the bones together and provide stability, but they also help create an awareness of your body's position in space called proprioception. Thus, healthy ligaments can keep an ankle turn from becoming an ankle sprain. Unlike tendons, ligaments don't degrade from chronic overuse. Rather, they usually strain or tear suddenly. Ligament tears also damage nerves, which never come back fully, damaging their special connection to the brain. So you needed to retrain the ligaments and the surrounding muscles with repeating movement patterns to help them make smarter decisions as they move and become more stable. Mr. D said, how to improve ligament health. As long as your ligaments hadn't suffered damage, you can usually leave it alone. If you've suffered a ligament injury in the past, however, you should restore its stability with exercise targeting the surrounding muscles, where tendons love high lows and lower repetition. Ligaments respond better to low lows and high repetition. If you've ever sprained your wrist, use your tennis racket and ball with the racket in your hand and the inside of your wrist pointing up. Gently bounce the ball up and down on the racket. To retrain the tissues surrounding a common ankle sprain, try a single leg balance. With the bare feet, lift one leg in the air for 30 seconds without wobbling. Keep your foot flat by consciously pressing your big toe firmly into the ground. For an added challenge, stretch an exercise band around the table leg and hold down the other end with your toe as you balance. As you get better, try it with your eyes closed. You can apply the same strategy to any ligament you've hurt in the past, finding the proper movement and repeating it with low weight to retrain the tissues to provide stability. Joint. Any place where two bones meet and move, knees, elbows, hips, could be considered joint. As you age, the fluid in joint decrease, protective cartilage singe out, and you might feel stiff and creaky or even suffer from osteoarthritis. For many years, experts assumed that too much movement damaged the joint. Running will ruin your knees, the theory went. The truth is that joints love movement, so long as it is moderate. However, when you spend too much time on one activity, say riding a peloton, you are using only one plane of motion. To restore your joint, expand the variety of motion you move them through. As adults, we are no longer in PE class doing a wide variety of activities, said Ted Kay, an osteopathy specialist at the University of Rochester Medical Center, NY. So it's important to find different ways to move, she added. How to improve joint health. The key to healthy joints is giving them a variety of motions across multiple planes. Mr. D said, for example, if your hand and wrist joint are sore, find motions that move them in the maximum number of directions. For instance, take a wad of silly putty in one hand and roll it into a ball, and then a hot dog shape, and then make a loop. Put your fingers inside the loop, open them up, and stretch out the loop. Repeat this sequence again and again for about 2 minutes per side. This same multi-planar Multi-directional strategy can be applied to other joints. Movements like standing rotation can be good for your hips, which tend to mostly move back and forth. Because most of our shoulder movements rotate toward your body, try working your rotor cuff externally instead. Like ligaments, joint strengthen with high repetition and low loads. When targeting your joint, aim for ideally 40 repetition of the movement before switching side, aiming for 2 sessions each week.